The chair now recognizes Ranking Member Green of Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank the witnesses for testifying as well. And Ms. Harper, I especially want to thank you for your bold, brave, and brilliant testimony. You are a superior talent. BA from Tufts, JD from Stanford, MPA from Princeton, clerked for a federal judge, senior advisor to the director of the CFPB for some 3 years. You're a superior talent. And I must tell you something. I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid for you because of the vindictive nature that is permeating this society, emanating from the very top, from the President of the United States of America. There are some other people who would agree with me. I have in my hand statements from 25 current and former employees of the CFPB. I'd like to place them in the record, if I may, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
These 25 people have not allowed their names to be associated with these statements. They live in fear. These are former employees, not just the current. People who are no longer with the CFPB, afraid to be associated with the actions that they believe to be unfair and to some degree unlawful. We'll place this in the record. I'm afraid for you because I have in my hand an article styled, "Trump Administration Sues All 15 Maryland Federal Judges Over Order Blocking Removal of Immigrants." Sued all 15 judges because he didn't like the decision. Where are we headed in this country? When we refuse to honor court orders, it's one thing for this to happen at some lower level by some lawyer. This is the President of the United States of America. He sets the tone and tenor for everything that happens in this country. I'm afraid for you. And I want you to know this. I'm going to stand with you. If you receive anything that causes you a good deal of consternation, causes some fear, I want you to contact my office. I am not among the pusillanimous politicians who are afraid to take a stand. I'm going to stand. And I appreciate the boldness and the brilliance of your testimony. Now, I've said earlier that what we are doing in this country does not only impact the CFPB. The Department of Education is being defunded. We cannot view these things in a silo. One hearing, one bit of information, and then we go to another. We have to connect the dots. Let's connect the dots. Defunding the Department of Education, crippling the ability to help our nation's most vulnerable children. Defunding HHS, which provides essential services, especially those regarding Centers for Disease Control, Food and Drug Administration. Defunding department known as HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, at a time when Congresswoman Waters is trying to help more people get into homes. Affordability is a real problem in this country. She has legislation that would help with affordability, especially for first-time home buyers. But here's one that's personal. Defunding FEMA. I live along the Gulf Coast. I know what the severity of hurricanes is. I know how they impact the lives of people. If we defund FEMA, who's going to be there after a natural disaster to protect people who are sometimes living literally in the streets of life? We have gone too far now. We have put the people who live in the suites of life above all of the people, especially those who live in the streets. This country has to stop and take notice of what's happening. This president is destroying democracy in this country. Sir, you said you wanted to make sure that it's rule of law is the foundation. I respect you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to yield back, but I'm going to tell this gentleman, you're right. It is, and it's being diminished by the President of the United States of America.
Chairman's time has expired.